Hello, this is the part 2 of Resident Evil 2's Leon B scenario on hardcore mode, no damage with an S+. We picked up from the pause screen where I had to split the recording. This is right after the Ada segment, and we're about to head into the sewers. We don't actually need anything from the item box here, so we can go ahead and skip it and just jump on down. There's some extra handgun bullets here, which I believe on Leon A I did not grab. We're grabbing them this time because, like I said during part 1, I'm going to be doing an alternate strategy that is a little bit less risky, I suppose. And I'll get more into that when it becomes relevant. We're going to take the left-hand side tunnel here for some more shotgun shells. And then head back on through the right. And there's going to be quite a few zombies up here that we're going to have to decapitate with our shotgun. Since we got the long barrel upgrade, we can decapitate from much further away. There is not a good example, but decapitations are not guaranteed no matter what, unless you're at like point blank range, even with the long barrel upgrade. It's a decapitation chance, so sometimes they won't get decapitated still. I had to check that one because he moaned after his head had already gotten blown off. I got a lot of bad luck with decaps on this run, and still managed to have plenty of shotgun shells to do it. You can see right there that I got a decapitation from pretty far away, though. That's just, you get good RNG, that happens. Regardless, we have to kill those 4 zombies. The one up on the pipe will reanimate later and fall down, and the one that's against the wall in the construction worker vest will also reanimate. So we're going to kill them early. Now, when we go down those stairs and get to that barrel, there's a knife stuck in the barrel, and we need that knife. We need that knife because there's an adult we have to get by up here. You can shoot him to make him pop out of the water. Oh, don't forget this yellow gunpowder on the side here. You can shoot this guy to make him pop out of the water and try to get past him, but you have to know your spacing perfectly in order to do that. So instead I'm showing the safe strat. You grab that knife at the end of the stairs, you stick left when you're trying to go by him. He's gonna pop out of the water, he's gonna stun you, and he's gonna grab Leon. But he only comes out of the water and stuns Leon after he's already pushed him forwards instead of away. So we get past him. He grabs us, we use the knife to escape, and because we're already past him, we're safe. If you're not aware, knife and flashbang stuns cause your character to take a step backward, which means if you use them on G-adults, you can't actually run by them after using those defense items. Only frag grenades allow that. So we use the knife after he's already pushed us past in order to get by safely. Coming up in this room, there's some shotgun shells on the left-hand side of the room on a chair, and then we open this locker here. The combination is SZF for magnum rounds, which we are going to need. Coming over to the box, we're just going to clean up our inventory a little bit. Drop off the Matilda from earlier. Drop off the handgun rounds, the mag rounds, the frags. And I believe we have a gunpowder we can already mix. So we're going to combine that for more shells. And we're going to take our shotgun shells and a knife. Just in case. Like earlier in the run when we went back to, when we went back to R.P.D 2. We're just taking the knife to be safe in case a zombie manages to grab us. Come across the bridge, we're going to take a left because we are headed to get the T-square crank, which we need to progress. And then we're going to actually, I believe, get this safe early. Yeah, I decided to get it now. We're going to come over here and open this safe. The combination is 2, 8. 2, 12, 8. I tried to do 2, 8, 12 there. That would have been incorrect. 2, 12, 8. I made a mistake. And it actually does not matter which way you turn, left or right. I figured out even though the game has the combinations written down with a left or right, I believe they're actually all lefts. On all the safes. It doesn't actually matter. For some reason, the game will let you turn left or right. So, in that safe is the shotgun stock, which will increase the rate of fire for the shotgun considerably. And it's very useful. I almost got tagged by this zombie. Be very careful not to get tagged by these zombies coming down the stairs. We're going to decapitate both of them, but if you get grabbed on the stairs, you cannot use defense items, which means even if you have a knife, you're going to get bit anyway. We're also going to decapitate that zombie laying on the ground there because he will reanimate later, and we don't want him to have a chance at snagging us coming out of the Oregon Trail. Now we're going to open that gate back there, but then we're going to turn around and come back down here, because we need to get the sewer key in order to go back to R.P.D. 3 first, because like I said, I think 2-3 times now, Leon absolutely needs the Magnum in order to do his route safely. It eats up a lot of time, but if you want to do this no damage, this is the easiest way. I think it also makes it just in general easier. If you're really hurting for time and trying to go for S+ alone, or doing a speed run, you don't need the Magnum. You can just use the flamethrower and the shotgun for all the other situations that you need. But I would highly recommend getting the Magnum. So then we're going to, after getting that key, come back here towards where we opened the gate, turn around and grab this frag grenade, because we definitely need those for Leon's final boss. Now, there's going to be a G-Adult that comes out of the pipe here to the right, so we're just going to stick left against the trash in order to avoid him stunning us and having any kind of chance at grabbing us. Then we're going to open this T-square shutter. And immediately when entering this room, there will be a barrel to the left with some more shotgun shells. And then we're going to head up the elevator. Now we're headed to R.P.D. 3. So there's a zombie on the floor here that will reanimate later. We're just going to go ahead and decap him now. And we're going to grab the hiding place film for the R.P.D. Unlock this door, head on through. We're going to go ahead and grab the Rook plug. I decided not to grab it right now. I decided to unlock this door first so I could throw away the sewer key. Probably smart. I believe I run inside here and grab the large gunpowder, but I don't believe we actually end up using that large gunpowder, so I don't think we actually need it. Regardless, if you choose to get it or not, we're going to take this Rook plug with us so that we don't have to get it on the way back through. And then we're going to unlock this door. Nothing in this room you actually need. I can discard the key because I opened both the doors. Probably a good thing that I was able to discard it. We're going to push this cabinet out of the way to get to this elevator, which takes us back to the R.P.D. Immediately when coming out of the elevator, there are some white buckets to the left that are going to have Magnum rounds on them, right here. We want those Magnum rounds. And earlier, when we came down here to go towards G1, we chose to not walk all the way down the stairs, and we left a frag grenade that we can get now, which is going to stack with our other frag grenade. We're going to go ahead and head upstairs and take another elevator, the one that brings you back to the box that you accessed before G1 earlier. And we're going to go ahead and sort our inventory again. So we need the shotgun, a knife just to be safe, I believe I take, the hiding place film, and the Magnum rounds. You technically don't need the shotgun shells, but you can also bring those. You should be able to make do with the 8 that you have in your shotgun, though. And then we're going to go ahead and head up on towards the library. So head upstairs and to the right. Or I should say upstairs and to the left if you're taking the way that I took. Right side of the main hall. This door, it was opened from earlier because we took that shortcut way. And there, again, there's no liquor in this hall because Mr.X spawns here in R.P.D. Or not in R.P.D. 2. In Leon B. Well, both B scenarios. And we come over here to these lockers, and beside them is the jewel box. Now, I actually think I made a mistake and forgot to bring the red jewel, and I should have mentioned that. We're going to also pull out, or we were supposed to pull out, the red jewel from the box when we were back at it, but if you forget it, it's not a huge deal, because we have to come down to this save room down here anyway in order to develop the hiding place film. So if you forgot it like I did, We're going to walk down those stairs as to not aggro the lickers. We can get the red jewel out of this box and combine it here, and it's not a huge time loss because we had to come down here first anyway. That will give us the STARS badge. For when we go back to the STARS office, we run in here and we develop the film. Also, I've heard before that lickers cannot climb stairs. I have had the lickers attack me on those stairs before. They might not be able to go all the way to the second floor, but they can definitely go on the stairs and hit you. So I walk to be safe, even though they shouldn't hear you if you run way back here. I'm being safe, because I've been hit there before. We're going to head back upstairs, all the way upstairs, not back to the valve room yet, towards the STARS office, because we're going to go to that locker we opened up at the beginning of the playthrough and grab these Magnum rounds. We need as many Magnum rounds as we can get. And then we're going to head back down now through the valve room and back to the STARS office. Since we have the STARS badge and the hiding place film developed, we can get both the Lightning Hawk upgrade that's in Wesker's desk, as well as the Lightning Hawk in one trip, which is why we waited until now to do all this, so it'd be the most efficient. So we're going to stop in towards Wesker's desk first, and now we can open his desk drawer, and grab this box there. And then we're going to walk over to this computer, and I don't know why it didn't just examine the STARS badge in that menu, but you're going to examine the STARS badge, turn it into a USB, and then put that in the computer, and open up the locker here to the armory. And grab the Lightning Hawk. So now that we have the Magnum, we're going to examine the STARS badge again to turn it back into a regular badge, because we're going to be using it again. We're taking it back, obviously. We need to get the second Lightning Hawk upgrade. And we're going to combine the red dot sight that we get out of that box with the L-Hawk. And now, go ahead and just reload to have it all ready. We're going to head back the way we came. The exact same path. We're going to head back down the elevators and head back towards the sewers. I ran over here and remembered that I didn't grab these handguns rounds earlier. If you didn't grab these handgun rounds, you can grab them now. If you grabbed them earlier, don't worry about it, obviously. I was grabbing more just to make sure I had enough for this sewer segment coming up, where I'm going to bring the M19 instead of the shotgun, like I did in my Leon A. And I'll explain in a second. I believe I'm going to make my first save of the run here. We're going to make 3 saves. Usually I make 3 saves with Leon, in comparison, I should say, to... I usually make 2 saves, excuse me, cannot talk, with Claire. But we're going to need, before we go down again, the handgun, the M19, all of your handgun rounds, the Lightning Hawk and all of your Magnum ammo, the knife, and the STARS badge. We're bringing the knife just in case. And I am going to make a save here, and it's going to cut back to me loading back in, because whenever I make a save, I quit out to the main menu, check my footage, make sure everything's good, and then load back in to continue the segment. Because last time I didn't do that, I had recording problems. And since this is a save run anyway, it doesn't matter if I do it all in one segment. Until I get to my no save, no damage runs. So, loading back in here. Now we're going to go down the elevator. And we're going to get the second Magnum upgrade, which is why we brought the STARS badge. So we're going to walk over to this container at the bottom of the stairs here, to the right of where the door where we need to leave through, and use the STARS badge, now that we've transformed it back into a badge, in order to get the custom slide for the Lightning Hawk. The red dot sight that we got earlier makes it so the Lightning Hawk has 100% accuracy, with the red dot in the middle of the reticle, and also increases the how fast the Magnum focuses in for a increased damage focus shot, incredibly, significantly is the word I'm looking for. And the custom slides increase the damage of the Magnum further, just maximizing your DPS. We're just gonna head back the same way we came, like I was saying. There's gonna be a G-adult sometime standing right here in front of us. We're gonna not jump down like I did here. We're gonna pop him with the handgun to wake him up. And then we're gonna let him walk over to the ledge. And he's gonna do this animation where he stops and puts his head into the air, as you can see right there. And he wiggles his head like a worm, going down into the water. That's him submerging, so you can't shoot him on a ledge where he can't hit you. What we're going to do is wait for that animation, and as soon as you see him raise his head into the air, we're going to jump down and run past him. Because if you do it with proper timing, you can just run past the G-adults while they're submerging, and they won't be able to come out of the water and grab you in time. So you'll be safe. Next, we're going to come back down here to this very unpleasant place. But we have the Magnum now, and we are going to be using the Magnum, which is why we brought it, to kill G-adults, to get them out of our way safely, because Leon has to use frag grenades otherwise, and we need those frag grenades as Leon. So we're going to use the handgun to pop this G-adult out of the water, and then we're going to aim for his eye with focus shots. You don't have to use focus shots, but I recommend it to try to save ammo. It takes anywhere from 3 to 4 Magnum rounds to kill a G-adult, if you're aiming for the eye. Sometimes you can't really hit the eye, you just gotta shoot him. Here I miss a shot, which is terrible. You don't want to do that. Never miss a shot, if you can help it. And this one took extra shots because I didn't use a focus shot there, or else that probably would have killed him. I wanted to back up. So I wasted some Magnum ammo here, but you'll be able to see, again, that even though I'm wasting ammo, it's still fine. After we kill this second one, go ahead and take a left turn into this alcove, and there's some more Magnum rounds to help make up for the fact that you just missed a fucking shot. Of course, if you're not me, you're not going to, so. We're gonna get this sewer pipe dude to slide on out, and we're gonna go ahead and bust him a couple times in the eyeball as well. And we didn't get too close because there's a zombie around the corner in B scenario who's not normally there. And we're going to use the handgun to just pop him in the head. I got a lucky crit. If you don't get a lucky crit, you can just wait till he falls down. He might not completely die, but they can't grab you if they're underwater. So you can just run on by him, and you just have to remember he's there for next time, so that if he stands up again, you can down him again with the handgun. Now, the reason we brought the handgun and extra rounds is because I figured if you bring the shotgun, you're going to have to waste shotgun shells if you don't shoot those G-adults fast enough. And I should say we're killing this zombie here because he will reanimate. He'll come back to life if we don't. So we're just going to use focus shots and pop his head, or just empty a certain amount of rounds into him until we're sure he's not going to get up. And same thing for this next zombie that's above here. Now, going back to what I was saying, I, in both my Leon A and this Leon B run, shoot the G-adults fast enough so that when they go to spit out G-embryos, the G-embryos don't actually manage to come out. They will do an animation where they make a certain noise, and then you can actually see in the footage in this run, that they kind of extend like this weird tentacle head out of their own head that will then begin spewing these babies, these G-embryos, that then swim towards you, and they jump at you, and they do damage, and they can poison you. If you brought the shotgun, like in my Leon A run, you would have to then waste shotgun shells shooting those G-embryos out of the water to stop them from hitting you in a no-damage run, or just to keep yourself safe in general, and that would be bad for people to waste shells on. So I brought the handgun to show that you, in either Leon A or Leon B, you could substitute the shotgun with the handgun and rounds, if you collected enough extra, so that you can shoot the G-embryos, and you just use the handgun in place of the shotgun for killing the zombies in here. If you don't have enough handgun rounds to kill the zombies, you can instead use extra Magnum rounds, 1 per zombie, both in Leon A and Leon B. I wouldn't recommend it, but if you have to do it, it's possible, and you can still make the run work. So, I just wanted to get that out of the way, that explanation. Back in there, we just solved the chess piece puzzle, which is exactly the same in A and B. You basically just grab pieces and put them other places, open doors, close doors. You should already know how it works. And we grabbed the flamethrower, because we need the flamethrower. Now, we're going to do the same thing we do in all the other campaigns. You run up here, this guy pops out of the water. He tries to grab you, you just keep running backwards until he whiffs, and then you go around him. I like to go around his left side, well, his right, our left. because in B scenario, there is a zombie that comes back to life on the platform to our right, and if you climb up on that platform, or if you go towards the right, he might grab you or something. So I don't like taking the risk. I like just staying away from that ledge. But now we're out of the sewers. This is pretty much done with the sewers. We're moving on towards G2. G2 is not really that hard for Leon to deal with compared to Claire. It's probably Claire's hardest boss, in all honesty. So we're just going to come back over to the box and sort out our inventory. We don't need the Lightning Hawk anymore, or its rounds. We don't need the handgun or its rounds. I don't know why I put away the flamethrower. We do need the flamethrower. We need the rook piece that we stored away earlier. We need one flash grenade, and, excuse me, we're going to bring the shotgun and the shells with us. You don't need the knife. I actually don't know why I'm even bringing the knife with me, but you don't need the knife. Shotgun, shells, flamethrower, all the chest pieces to solve this puzzle, and a flashbang. So next we're going to solve the B scenario version of this chest plug puzzle. It is different in B scenario. You put the rook, if you're facing the information board that is to my right, you put the rook in the middle on the right hand wall. You run over and grab the knight out of the left wall, replace the knight with the king, then put the knight beside the rook on the right wall, run back to the left wall, take the bishop, replace the bishop with the queen, and then put the bishop in the left-hand center, next to the queen. And that's how you solve the B scenario version of that puzzle. It's pretty easy to replicate if you just watch the footage. You don't even have to listen to all the shit that's coming out of my mouth. Coming in here is a bit of a tricky explanation, but I'll try to do my best. We're going to deal with G2. First of all, we're going to restore the power. The solution on B scenario is switches 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to run across this yellow hose on the floor. There's going to be a yellow hose right there on the ground. We're going to run across it to get G2 to try to hit us, then run back behind this green hose. So now we're going to stand here and wait for him to plunge his claw through the ceiling, and then we're going to shoot his claw 1 to 2 times with shotgun shells. Now the only reason we do this is to speed this up so it doesn't take as much time for him to keep plunging his claw in over and over, because he'll do it like 7 times. If you are low on shotgun shells or just don't care about the minor time loss and waiting, you don't have to shoot his hand there. But regardless, after he starts breaking down this shutter, we're going to run through, turn around, and we're going to shoot him with a shotgun shell after a second. Just let 1 second pass, then you shoot him with the shotgun shell. And that's going to make him whiff by hitting the wall behind us and do a little bit of damage. That way, we don't have to worry about him coming up behind us when we drop down here. When we drop down here, we're going to equip the flamethrower, hit this button to make the crate move, grab this other flashbang, so we have 2, and we're going to spin around with the flashbangs equipped and flash him. Once he's flashed, we're just going to spray him with the flamethrower until he goes down on 1 knee. Once he goes down, like right here, we're going to stop for a second, and then keep going down to 100 flame fuel, or around 100 flame fuel. So just watch your flame counter, and right around now, we're going to stop. We're going to run over to the other side, and we're going to flash him again. And now we're going to spray him with more flame fuel until we are out. You might not even take all of it, but once he goes down the second time, run over and hit the button again, and that is 1 cycle G2 for Leon. There's a knife right there you can grab, so we have an extra one for later. And after he gets 1 cycled, we can grab some magnum ammo in the boss room as well. It's over on those steel beams to the right where we just were when we were flashing him for the second time, right here. Leon has an incredibly easy time dealing with G2 because of the flamethrower, compared to Claire. So we're just gonna head on in, save Ada, and get ready to head to Nest, the final section of the game. Not much happens along here.
Carl, take us down to Nest.
I cut it very close on shotgun shells during this run, because of a combination of the fact that I had to use the 4 on G1, which we talked about earlier, because my handgun didn't kill him. And then I throughout the playthrough you've seen, missed a shitload of single-shot decaps. I would shoot a zombie, they didn't get decapitated, so I had to go in closer and hit them a second time, which made Nest a little bit tricky, but I can show that even if you're getting low on shotgun shells, even if you think Nest is going to fuck you up, this run worked perfectly fine, super easy, no damage still. Even though I was almost completely out of shotgun shells, I had no problems with Nest, I had no problems with G5 at the end of the game. So, you'll see that even if you had to spend some extra rounds here and there, you should be fine. Just go wasting all your rounds willy-nilly. You still need to, try to keep it tight, but it's okay for bad RNG to happen, it's okay for mistakes to happen, it can still work out. So we're going to get the wristband from Ada and head on into Nest. Nest is a little bit harder for Leon than it is for Claire, in my opinion. Because Leon's best way of dealing with Ivies, and how we are going to deal with Ivies, is the shotgun. We're going to shoot Ivies with the shotgun to stun them and run past them. We're not going to be using the flamethrower on Ivies, because the flamethrower is a waste for Ivies. It is better used on G2 and G3 for boss fights. We're going to run into this office room real fast and grab some shotgun shells. And then we're going to put away pretty much everything but the shotgun, the shells, and the wristband. And then head on into the nap room location area. Luckily, as I was saying, Lab is a little bit harder for Leon. Lab is also a little bit shorter and easier in B scenario in compared to A scenario. We're going to come in this door here and bank a right to grab this frag grenade that's on the corpse, and then turn around 360, walk over to this desk right here, or this, I should say, countertop, and there's a bottle of flamer fuel, which we need for bosses, so don't go spending that on Ivies. I was just talking about that. If you wanted to use the flamer on Ivies, you could get the hiding place film, like we did, go back to R.P.D. 3 and get the extra bottle of flame fuel in the presentation room, but it's extra time and you might have to deal with extra zombies. In here, there's a large gunpowder on the left and then a knife. Equip the knife. And don't do what I did right here. Equip that knife so that if that zombie grabs you through this door, you don't use the frag. You use the knife. And don't try to run away from him like I did. Just let him grab you if he does. Stab him with the knife and then blow his head off because he'll be stunned from the stab. That zombie has a couple different locations he can spawn in. Basically, you just want to walk to that door, peek out with the knife equipped. If you can shoot him with a headshot, do it. If he grabs you, whatever, use the knife, shoot him. Stick to the right when coming out here. Just gonna say that now because that's on screen. But back in that room, we grabbed, from the locker, we grabbed the flamethrower upgrade. We grabbed some shotgun shells on the counter, and we, of course, grabbed the ID wristband upgrade, which is a key item needed to actually come out here. Now, in B scenario, the signal modulator, which is an item used to restore the power, is actually laying next to this USS soldier's corpse, instead of way later into the labs, so we can do things with it early. So don't forget to take that, because we actually need to grab it. It's a needed, key item. And it's going to allow us to shortcut some things in B scenario. Now, coming over here, we're going to have to start dealing with Ivies. You could make another save in labs. I wouldn't recommend making another save, since you only get 3 in order to get S+ rank, until before G3. We're going to get to this box, and we're going to dump off everything but the shotgun, the shells, the wristband, the signal modulator, and a knife just in case we get grabbed by Ivies. We're using knives as backup items for Ivies. We're going to come through this door and grab this yellow gunpowder right here, and then we're going to run past this first Ivy because he doesn't get up in time to grab you. And if he does, you just use the knife. We're going to... I think I actually grabbed that flash grenade. But, in the B scenario, these codes change, and the first one is 2048, and the second one should be 5831. These are different from A scenario, like I just said. And then we're going to grab the dispersal cartridge, which of course is a key item that we need. I was going to say, I think oh, do I leave the flash? I was going to say, we can take that flash. We have the inventory room. I guess I was just deliberating on if I actually wanted to or not. We're going to come down into the mixing room. And we're going to plop the cartridge in. And this puzzle is also different from A scenario. The solution in B scenario is blue, red, green. Blue, red, green. Blue, red, green. The solution is literally blue, red, green, blue, red, green, blue, red, green. Just blue, red, green 3 times. Easy to memorize. This filling sequence takes slightly longer than A scenario, but I'm going to take that back, and we're going to run over in the corner and grab the frag grenade in front of this hazmat corpse. Then we're going to pick up this large gunpowder on the side of the desk and mix it with the yellow for shells, and mix those shells together. That is the last large gunpowder that we're grabbing, because we're not going to make any more shotgun shells. We're going to skip 1 yellow gunpowder, and we're going to mix the other 2 into magnum rounds. Now that Ivy there, he's usually standing in front of this hatch. Just go ahead and pop him with the shotgun. When he's stunned, run by. If you get grabbed, knife. Now there normally is a yellow gunpowder back the other way. But like I said, we're not getting any more yellow gunpowder. I don't know why I was hovering here over quit. I don't know what happened there. I think I was just checking my time and then accidentally flicked the analog stick, but these zombies here reanimate after you restore the power, so you might as well just pop them in the head right now with the shotgun, and there's some more shotgun shells right there to supplement that. And then we're going to restore the power early, because we already have the signal modulator. So we're going to change the signal to Earth, and if it seems like I'm an idiot, if it seems as though I am an idiot, and I'm not matching up these wavelengths correctly, it's because my controllers that I currently own have a drift in the right analog stick, both of them, and it causes things that are very sensitive to right analog stick movements, like that puzzle, to move back and forth. And it takes me a second to get it. I have to get new controllers, but for now, I make do with what I have. We're going to turn around and go back to this save room right here. And there's a yellow gunpowder on that tray. There's some flamer fuel, but we have too much inventory, so we have to store some stuff. I'm going to just store the yellow gunpowder, the flash grenade, the frag grenade, and then the fuel. And we're going to keep the knife on us. And we're going to pick up... I can actually... No, we're not mixing anymore. I almost said mix shotgun shells, but we're not mixing more shotgun shells. I grabbed 2 more knives. You don't need 2 more knives. Grab 1 other knife, and then grab the knife on the way out. If you don't have that many knives, that's fine, but I like to grab it like 3 knives here, and this is just in case you get grabbed by a lot of Ivies in this next section. Coming out of the save room, we're going to head back down this way towards where these lickers normally drop through the ceiling, and normally I'd tell you not to run because the lickers will aggro. But since we restored the power early in the B scenario, you can just book it towards that door right here, towards the chilling room, the cooling room, excuse me, and they're not going to hit you. Saves time. So we're just going to cool this already, because again, we skipped a bunch of stuff by using the signal modulator early in the B scenario. Now, normally, or you could, I should say, go up the stairs to the left to get out. And there's a yellow gunpowder at the top in a room at the top of the stairway to the left. But there's an Ivy that is now spawned on the stairs because we've restored the power. And there's 2 zombies you got to run away from. And then you're going to have to go back through the room with the Ivy earlier that you skipped when he was getting up, and there's another Ivy active in there. So you'd have to shoot 1 Ivy to stun him, run past 2 zombies, shoot another zombie in the head at the top of the stairwell, and then shoot 2 more Ivies on the way through afterwards. So I opt to just walk back through the hallway because of the lickers, and come back to this ladder and go this way, as Leon. And that's what I recommend you do. Now these Ivies here can be like right in front of you, they can be to the sides, just if you get grabbed, knife. Otherwise, shoot them with the shotgun, run by. And we're just going to try to make it back to the dispersal room, right here, and put the cartridge back in. And again, we brought a lot of knives for this particular situation coming up, as we're going to run out here and we need to go get the wristband upgrade. However, there are a lot of Ivies, And Mr.X in Leon's campaigns is going to bust through the window and start chasing after us. So we're going to have very limited time in order to get away from him. So I'm checking where the Ivies are right now. I'm taking note of their positions, and I'm actually going to try to down a few so they don't come after me. I'm going to down a few Ivies. If you're running low on shotgun shells and you can't do this, don't worry. You're going to be cutting it a little bit riskier than I am, but you'll be fine. And you should save about 2 shotgun shells at all costs for later. So if you're running low, like I was running low when I came into lab, if you're even lower somehow, then save 2 shotgun shells. Don't do what I'm doing. Don't bother downing these Ivies. What you're going to need to do is grab this, and Mr.X is going to come through. You're going to need to try to take the path with the least Ivies, and be very careful, because if you go the left way that I'm about to go right here, Mr.X can cut you off by jumping down there. So you might need to go the long way around the outside rim. If you get grabbed by Ivies, like I said, just use the knife. That's why we have multiple knives, in the event that we need to use multiple. We're going to try to stun this Ivy and then run past the second one. Here, I took too long, so this Ivy grabbed me, but it's okay. If you're fast enough, Mr.X shouldn't be able to catch up to you and grab you. If that part seems tricky, it is because it is. As Leon A, in Leon A, and in Leon B, just as Leon in general, that part is kind of tricky, and there's no real way to make it easy. The only thing I could tell you, like I said, is if you want to actually kill those Ivies, you can go into the presentation room, back in the R.P.D. when you go back for the Magnum, after getting the hiding place film. And you can get to the second hiding place, which has more flamer fuel. I think it's like 300, and you can use that 300 to kill Ivies. Don't reload the flamethrower with any of your other fuel that you've picked up, and just use that 300, but it's going to waste more time. But you could do that if you wanted. There's a frag grenade beside that USS soldier. There, we need that frag, don't forget that. And then we're going to come back over here with my broken-ass controller and try to solve this signal modulator puzzle that's freaking the fuck out. With the AWS frequency. And once we've done that, we're done with the signal modulator. But we really don't have to put anything away in this box, because we're going to be coming up on another item box right after this. So you might as well just do your inventory management there. And again, we skipped some yellow gunpowder because we didn't need it, excuse me. And some large gunpowders because we didn't need them. Because we only needed the amount of shotgun shells we had, and then we need some more Magnum rounds. So we're going to mix that yellow gunpowder earlier with this yellow gunpowder to the left on this desk for Magnum rounds. The first and only time we're mixing Magnum rounds. We want to put away the shotgun because we're done with it, the signal modulator, and we want to take out, after mixing, we're going to mix first, I believe. Well, I guess I'm not, but here we go. And I put it away. Fantastic menuing. We're going to take out our other Magnum rounds. We're going to take out the flamer fuel, the Magnum, and the chemical flamethrower, as well as the flamethrower upgrade. We're going to combine the flamethrower upgrade. We're going to reload the flamethrower. Make sure the Magnum is reloaded. Everything is reloaded and ready to go. We're going to keep 2 knives on us if you have them. If you don't, I would recommend bringing a flash. You really can't afford to sacrifice flashes with Leon, but you need something in case G3 jumps on you and grabs you, because otherwise he will instant kill you. So if you don't have another defense item and you have to bring something, bring a flash. But you really can't afford to spend too many of those, so only bring one and try to not get grabbed more than once. Now, G3 is a little bit hard to explain on what you got to do, because you got to do it fast, and you got to do it accurate, and there's really no other way to no damage. This is Leon. Leon has a much harder time with this boss than Claire, because Claire can just stun lock him with acid rounds. So we're going to equip the Magnum before going into the cutscene, so we spawn with it. And I'm going to try to tell you what to do. So you're going to first run up to his leg and pop him in the leg eye. Then you're going to run to his back, pop him in the back eye. Then we're going to run to the other side of the room towards this flamer fuel. And we're going to get a focus shot on the shoulder. I missed, and I got a non-focus shot. Then I missed again. Then I finally hit it. Just try, if you get a focus shot, it pops it in one. Try to pop his shoulder eye. Switch to the flamethrower when he goes down and begin to spray him with flamer fuel. Now, I was supposed to grab the flamer fuel that we actually ran towards a second ago, so I'm turning around and grabbing it now. Make sure to stop flaming him as he reaches phase 2, and then what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to aim at him over and over again, like I'm doing. I'm spamming aim. I'm not taunting him. I'm trying to get him to jump, because if he jumps, you can run forward and to the right, get behind him, and pop him in the back eye with a focus shot. Then we're going to spam again. He's either going to jump again or do this 4-hit combo. You want the 4-hit combo. Back up, and on the final hit, get 2 shots to the eye on the shoulder, and then use that stun for the leg, and then begin to flame him again until we're out of fuel, reload, and keep going. And that's literally all it's going to take. So while this plays out, I'm going to explain that we're spamming aim to try to get him again to jump or 4-hit combo. On the 4-hit combo, you hit his shoulder eye, then use the stun for the leg. On the jump, you run forward to the right and shoot him in the back. If he pounces on you, use an escape item and then shoot him in the shoulder eye, or at least try. And if he does the 4-hit combo early, you can do that part first. Don't worry, it doesn't have to be in the same order I did things. Just try to bait him into doing attacks. Try to stay safe and run around and blah blah blah. Just take care of him as safely as possible. That's the best thing I can tell you. You need to bait out attacks from him. Now, if you saw what happened there, when he pulled the thing off the wall, his HP is actually at 1. He can't die while he's pulling that off the wall, so if you're flaming him, he's dead. All you've got to do is hit him with anything after he begins walking again after ripping that off the wall. So he was at 1 HP and I just opted to shoot him with the Magnum. You could just spray him with the flamethrower again. You could fucking slash him with a knife if you really wanted to. He will die after 1 hit because his HP is depleted. Around this room is a frag grenade, some more Magnum rounds, and 2 flashbangs. And we're going to need all of those items. So go ahead and run around the room, collect the flashbangs, collect the frag grenade, and collect the extra Magnum rounds. We're going to be using all of those. That fight can be very easy, but you need to be accurate with the Magnum, and I did fuck up there and waste extra shots and waste extra time, and I still didn't get hit. The hardest part is phase 2, where you need to bait his attacks. 90% of the time after he enters phase 2, if you spam aim at him, he's going to jump. And then 90% of the time after that, he'll do the 4-hit combo. It also it also is worth mentioning that it's also about spacing. If you notice in the footage, if you have to rewind and take a look, I stayed about, I want to say 3 or 4 feet away from him. This is very specific, because if you stay at that range and spam aim, that is when he is most likely to do either that combo or the jump. It increases the chances. If you get very, very far away, he might start running and do a running attack that is very hard to dodge. Or he might do a long-range stab attack that is risky. You can dodge it, but it's risky, and it's not what you want. It won't give you enough time to get any, like, eye shots in. So I'm just trying to explain that, make sure you guys know. That's all you gotta do for that boss. We're just taking a little elevator ride here. There's really nothing happening during this part. There's gonna be another cutscene up ahead for Leon. And now the awesome-ass music starts. But we are gonna cut that awesome-ass music short, unfortunately, to save again. Because I like to save before Super Tyrant. Now, if you're doing a no save, no damage, obviously you wouldn't. But Super Tyrant is a pain in the ass. Sorting our inventory here. I would keep any knives you have left. Just in case. And then take out the shotgun and the shells. I didn't have any extra shells left, but like I said, you saved at least 2 shotgun shells for this. It's safer if you have more than 2 shotgun shells here, and it's safer if you still have some knives left. If you don't gotta worry, but you just gotta be careful. I saved again here just to be safe, because this was a save no damage run. So we're just gonna, upon loading back in here, take our stuff with us. Like I said, you need a shotgun. And it's nice to have some more knives, because I can't recommend using any more flashbangs if you already used a flashbang on G3. We need the shotgun shells to stun these 2 ivies. You can run past the first one, but the second and third are already standing up. So you've got to pop them with the shotgun and run by. That's why you need at least 2 shells. If you have no shotgun shells, I guess if you still have knives, you could run by them by intentionally letting them grab you. But just, you gotta get past those ivies somehow. Next, Tyrant here is going to drop down, and we're just going to avoid him by going around. Nice and easy. There's a zombie on your left coming up, but you don't got to worry about him. You just stick to the right, he's not going to bother you. He takes forever to stand up. Awkward music cut from the cutscene being skipped coming up. And music cuts out. And now we're going to prepare for Super Tyrant, which is another tricky boss explanation. First of all, dump everything except for the Magnum, and we want to pull out all of our hand grenades. Every single hand grenade that you have collected up until this point. We don't need the ID wristband anymore. And we want the Magnum on us, but you need 2 inventory slots open for the plug / the rocket launcher later. We're also going to unequip the Magnum and equip frag grenades. Now, why we unequip the Magnum is you throw grenades faster without a gun equipped. Run to this corner behind you and to the left, and you're going to, after he gets done roaring at the beginning, you're going to wait till he takes a step forward, and you're going to throw a frag grenade. From this point onward, every time he regains his composure and takes a step forward, you're going to throw a frag. If you accidentally, like, frag him towards you, like he takes a step forward and stumbles, then you run away from him a little bit, and then continue the strat. You're going to do this until you've thrown 7 grenades. So that was grenade number 6, I believe. This should be grenades number 7, I think, unless I miscounted. No, this was grenade number 7. After 7 grenades, if you're far away from him, he's going to jump at you. So you're just going to run forward and to the right, like you did for G3, then get to the other side, and continue doing it for the rest of your grenades. After 2 grenades, he should try to jump at you again. So wait to see if he's gonna. If he does, run forward and to the right. Go to the other side again. You're down to flashbangs now. So now, again, repeat the strategy. Whenever he walks towards you, flashbang him. But you need to try to save 1 flashbang. If you don't have enough flashbangs, you might have to do some tricky dodging. So I just used 3 there, and there's a 4th. That was very close. I almost fucked up there. I should have thrown 1 earlier. Okay, so I have 2 left. You need at least 1 for when that rocket launcher falls. Immediately after the cutscene, whether you skip it or not, when the rocket launcher falls, immediately throw a flashbang. Then, while he's stunned, grab the rocket launcher, aim it at him and fire. Doesn't matter how close you are, Leon can't hurt himself. Sometimes he'll die in 1 rocket. If you fucked up the frag strategy just a little bit, he might die in 2. It doesn't really matter. We're going to have plenty of rockets. And for this part with all the zombies, if you have a leftover flash grenade, you can flash these zombies and run through like I'm doing. If you don't have a leftover flash grenade, then you can just as easily just fire another rocket. You won't really need the rocket. Now we need to fight G5. Now for G5, you're just going to need a certain amount of ammo to kill him. He has a lot of HP, but he has damage multipliers that I'll explain while he's coming towards us. You definitely want to bring the rocket launcher. Whether you have 2 or 1 rocket left in it, you should have at least 1 left in it. And you should bring the Magnum and the Magnum rounds. If you don't have very many Magnum rounds left, you should think about bringing the shotgun and any shotgun shells you have left, or just another gun. He's going to come through the end of the train, and you can shoot him, and it does do damage, but all your guns are going to do half damage while he's crawling towards you. If you wait until his eye is exposed right before he's going to eat you, all of your guns do tripled damage. So it's actually a waste to shoot him right now. You want to save all your ammo for when the eye is exposed. And you can kill him very easy. You just wait till the eye pops up, then we're going to fire our rockets, switch to the Magnum, and we're just going to start spraying him. You can use focus shots if you want. I just chose to rapid fire, and I still had plenty of time to shoot him there. And that's how you beat G5. It's just a gimmick boss. Just wait to save your ammo until his eye is exposed, essentially. And that was Resident Evil 2 Remake's Leon B scenario. Hardcore mode. No damage. S+ rank. I already have the Claire B recording done, like I mentioned in part 1. So I'm about to go record that commentary either later tonight or tomorrow morning. So I'll have that up soon. And then I'll probably be moving on to doing some other games, taking a break from this game before returning to it. But yeah, I hope that this helps somebody, or is entertaining to watch. Everybody have a good one.